All right, we're back. Graveyard Shift Movie Podcast, episode number 39. Getting close to that big 40 episode. This week, it was Maverick's pick, and he picked the Shudder exclusive, Stay Out of the Attic, Stay Out of the fucking Attic, whatever you want to call it, from...
You're not supposed to swear
I know,
in the first 2 minutes. Yeah.
2021. We're bucking the system here at the Graveyard Shift.
We're like 4 months in.
Yeah. listen, don't worry about it. But yeah. This movie started off, I hated it for a while and then kind of warmed up to it at a certain point. So I'll give it a 4.5. Not quite a 5. It didn't make it there, but I'll bump it close to an even split. Maverick, what are you ranking your pick?
My pick? Honestly, I wasn't feeling it. I'll probably go like a 4. I really wasn't feeling something just wasn't there. I don't know what it was, but
Well, in my case, someone was there that shouldn't have been there. That we'll talk about. Tyler, go ahead.
I think this is the worst movie we've ever watched on this or in overtime. It was so fucking bad. Like the acting, the special effects, like everything in it was just fucking horrible. Like I was watching it and I was like, "This is a waste of my fucking time.
Yeah.
I could be learning Spanish. I already know Spanish. I should refresh myself on fucking how to count to 78 or something."
Yeah.
Like, oof.
Yeah.
all right.
This is when he's like, I give it an 8.
No,
Yeah.
no. I give it a 0. I would never suggest
wow.
anyone
Coming in with
ever
the
watch
big old goose egg.
What?
It was that bad.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's Supernatural like episodes better than this. Like,
A lot of them.
no,
Yeah, a lot
no
of them.
offense, man. But
Fucking love Supernatural.
anyways, it was.
All right. Well, hey. Spoiler warning for Stay Out of the Attic. Or should I say, I saw this real fast doing my little looking up shit.
Search.
I saw this. This is from thespool.net. They do movie reviews, I guess. They called this Stay Out of the Attic, or as we like to call it, Stay Away from This Movie. And I was like, oh my god.
Good one.
So, anyway, spoiler warning, Stay Out of the Attic. So,
They did in my defense, they did a really good job on that trailer. The trailer was fucking top
I didn't
notch.
watch it, so
I didn't watch it either. I wanted it to be fresh, but
yeah.
the acting in this movie was the worst shit.
Okay.
And that's what, when you said something was missing, it was the fact that no one was playing a believable role.
Yeah.
Everyone was just like dumb.
This
No one showed emotion at all.
Yeah. This movie, I texted Tyler about this, has single-handedly, I think, the most obnoxious character we've ever watched on the podcast, which is the girl in this movie who they made her character the super, where we gotta get this coin, and like the whole movie she's talking like that, and it's like, what are you doing?
Well, it's not just her. They all like just took that acting to like the next level when it shouldn't have been. If you get like
yeah.
it was just too much.
Yeah.
What's
all
that comedy?
three of them.
The kind of scary movie?
Yeah,
Is that
scary
it?
movie. They seem
think
like scary movie characters.
The best.
She seemed like the girl from that movie.
Yeah. But the problem is, that girl in that movie is supposed to be a joke. This woman's supposed to be someone we're supposed to care about. So
The fucking
I think these hands.
the best actor was the Nazi doctor. I feel like hands down was the Nazi doctor. He did a stand up.
I think it was the guy playing that monster dude.
Are you're telling me that the two girls sewn together weren't the best actor?
The best actor in this movie was the single eyeball.
Yeah.
He dropped on the ground because it's the only one that got the point across.
Yeah, so when I said I hated this movie, the first 30 minutes of this movie are by far some of the most boring fucking... They're just sitting around, moving boxes,
Hey, be sure to put on the t-shirt.
Yeah, put on the t-shirt.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
The only thing you get in that 30 minutes is you get a scene where the guy shows him how to take a door off its hinges, which you're like, okay, well, this is going to come back at some point. And then, which the guy's like, oh, Hefe, that was really good.
Oh, that's really amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, it's a screwdriver.
Yeah.
Get the fuck
And you
out.
get that, and then you find out that the guy in charge of this, whose thing is sort of he takes like ex-cons that no one else wants and will help them get a job moving boxes with them. He's got an SS tattoo, and he says that he got it when he was in jail because he needed protection. But the whole time he's like, I no longer believe in the Brotherhood and shit. And the dude's like, why are you calling it a Brotherhood then? And
So to set this up a little better, is the very Mexican guy notices that the white guy is a white supremacist.
Oh yeah, and the woman is a African American.
And he calls him out on it, and he's super pissed, and he's like, fuck this, I quit. And then the guy's like, hey, I changed. He goes, you know what? I like you.
Yeah,
then,
all in of like 5 seconds, and I'm like,
all in one lunch break. Look at this dude
I was trying to do it off
shoveling
camera.
burritos.
Jesus fucking Christ,
So it is like, what? They make this conflict, and then instantly afterwards, they're like,
flip it, yeah.
yeah, they're like, hey, I'm your pal. Later on, he gives him a hug.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, he's like bleeding out. And he's like, I can't do this without you. I'm like, what? The only thing I'll give this movie is that we talk about, it happens a lot when we watch Texas Chainsaw. But we talk about how it's more scary to have like a person in your movie be the villain that could be a real thing versus like supernatural or whatever. The guy that they picked to be the villain in this movie is legitimately one of the worst men in history of man, which is Joseph Mengele, or however you pronounce his last name, a.k.a. the Angel of Death, who worked at Auschwitz, and he made the gas chamber, he selected who would get killed, he would inject adrenaline in the kids' eyes to see how it affected their iris, and like, just like, nasty shit he would do to everybody.
This dude was 80 in War II.
But Tyler, this guy survived because of
The
serum,
fountain of
yeah.
youth.
So that's the thing, is then it's like, okay, well, I guess that's cool that they made this guy the villain, but then it's like, man, this is some wonky shit.
So you have this like crazy scientist doing experiments on people, and that's not even like he's not even wanting to do it on them. He's like, just move my shit.
Yeah.
Which leads into something else I'll talk about in a minute. But then like the last 20 minutes, it turns it into this whole white supremacy Nazi regime, hidden society.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And he's like, we're everywhere. And I was like,
Yeah.
What is this movie? It
It
was so bad.
Can I say, by the way, the title is fucking dumb. I hate the title. I hate Stay Out of the Fucking Attic. Because it seems like this movie's like, yeah, we're cool. But then this movie's not cool. And then the ending of this movie, when you get the Nazi door that opens and you get like the monster, and the guy's like, bring it the fuck on. And it like cuts to rock music. And it's like, no, movie. You didn't deserve to have a cool rock music ending. Like,
Yeah. First of all, no one's left in the theater at this point. Second of all, no one's stoked about a sequel. Like, there's no one. Yeah, it's like no one's watching.
Well,
this.
there was something after that too. I don't know if y'all watched it.
no, I exited out of that shit fast.
No, yeah.
There's
Lucky I
a
stayed that
scene.
long.
So you see the Hispanic dude is upstairs on the ground. Then it cuts to him taking a deep breath, like waking up, and then a couple seconds after that, it cuts to black, and then it cuts back to them all three of them pulling up to another house, and it's the Hispanic dude's like, oh, so you stabbed me with that little serum thing, and the white guy's there, and he's like, oh yeah, like some bullshit.
Oh, so that
like,
ending didn't mean anything then. Cause the guy
it didn't mean anything. All three of them are perfectly fine.
Oh yeah, because I
with that.
remember going to mention that how they make the Mexican dude like the main guy for most of the movie, and you're focused on like his kid and him getting back to his kid. And I have a scene where he's in a gas chamber, and this is when you get the fucking screwdriver that comes back, and he like makes it out or whatever. And then later you see him, he's just on the ground dead. And I remember being like, damn, that's fucked up. They just killed homie like that. So then they didn't.
He comes back at the like a post-credit scene. They're fine. They're perfectly fine.
I'm glad, I guess.
So
Yeah,
the name of
happy
this
ending.
movie was like "Stay Out of the Attic," right? And they get there, and the guy gives them money, gives them a lot of money.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Don't go in the basement. Don't go in the attic."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Okay, no problem." They don't do either one of those things, but then he still abducts the black chick and takes her eye. And he's like, you couldn't follow the rules. It's like, they haven't even been up there yet.
Yeah.
They just found the library or whatever.
They found, like, his Nazi books, and then they found the thing with the teeth in it. And then he was like, well...
There was fingernails in there, too. I don't know if y'all saw that.
Yeah.
But that's not the attic. Like,
it wasn't. It was some box.
Yeah, it
in
was
the fucking closet.
It was the upstairs that he paid them to move. So he's like,
hey,
I gotta kill you.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, is that chick fucking the main dude? The Nazi dude?
Yeah.
They alluded
yeah,
to
because
it.
at the beginning he's like, are you and him? And she's like, yeah, that's my boo. But then they never, like, mention it really again. They hug at one point near the end,
then homegirl, when the Hispanic dude and black chick are talking on the back of that truck.
By the way, I would say their names, but I did not care enough to learn about the names of the characters, so I'm just saying black chick.
Say the Spanish dude is Carlos, but that might be racism talking.
I think I'm gonna stick with Hispanic guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Carlos, but I don't know.
All right, go ahead.
But yeah, she's like, yeah, that's my boo, and then she goes, well, you know what it is. He was the only one to hire me.
Yeah.
Like, is she fucking him
so
just to
then
get a
it's
job?
like,
Like,
is this bitch just hustling? Like,
yeah. Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
yeah.
So the beginning of this movie is very slow, and then they're like, let's get the top done.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they have that fucking 3-minute thing of her listening to music.
Yeah.
I'm like,
was that her rapping?
It sounded,
It was so. I was like, wait, she threw her mixtape in the movie.
Her own mixtape.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought the shot was kind of cool of the hand coming out, reaching down, but she can't see it.
That shit was cool.
But, like, you talk about boring. I always watch the opening credits. Sometimes opening credits can be cool. This movie had the most boring opening credits I've ever seen. It was just like shots of the house and like melodramatic music. It was the worst thing. I was like, what the fuck is this, dude?
I think it was a CGI house too.
Hey, it might have been.
I don't know for sure. It just looked too fancy.
Yeah, but I don't know. I will the Mexican dude is he does have a moment where the guy's like, well, if you say we should call and go home, we should call and go home, and then they bring out that mystery box or whatever, and he's like, all right, this is it. He's like, don't open the box. He's like, let's go. And then they just ignore him. And it's like, well, you told him that he could call off the investigation. The white dude's name, I remember now. The white dude's name is Schillinger. And the only reason I know that is because every time they said it, I was thinking of Oz with J.K. Simmons or whatever. Which I would have much rather watched every season of Oz than watch this movie again. Which, Maverick, you haven't watched Oz. You need to watch that.
I've watched all the clips on YouTube.
Well,
I watched all the clips.
Did you watch when Beecher shits on Oz's or Schillinger's face?
I don't think that's on YouTube.
Oh,
it is. It's when they're gonna fight in the basketball court.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And he hits him with the fucking metal pipe.
Yeah.
And then he puts a big weight on his chest. And then
he shits on him.
Anyway, back to the subject at hand.
Can we just talk about Oz for the rest of this podcast?
So the guy knows this dude's like a white supremacist Nazi dude.
Yeah.
But then you still have that whole fucking 3-minute talk. Everything in this movie is 3 minutes. To where he realized that there was a single logo on a padlock going to the basement.
That's German, yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, crazy how you know what this is. Later on in the film, he's like, why do you think I hired you? And it's like, then what is the lock talk all about?
You get some weird like backstory of how the Nazi doctor knew.
I didn't listen to any of it.
Schillinger's backstory, and he was like, "We have fucking people all over the place." The Nazi dude is saying that, and he's like, "We have well-placed people everywhere. I knew who you were from the get-go. I hired you because I knew who you were." And I was like, "What the fuck? Why are we getting this backstory?"
So. What was so then the guy gets shot by the Nazi dude at one point, and he takes his shirt off, and then he's got like the Nazi, what bird is it? It's like eagle or something?
Yeah, that's like
the Iron Eagle.
on brand fucking Nazi
he's got
shit.
that like on his chest and stuff, and then the guy's like, that's that symbol can only be tattooed on whoever. So what was the
Lieutenant.
Yeah, was he like a real he didn't get in jail. He was like part of that shit before.
Apparently, yeah. He said he got that tattoo before jail, but like the rest of his shit was in jail.
Well, that makes it better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get a thing where the whole movie this dude's super like boring, just I can't take the tattoos off because I gotta earn clean skin, and it's like this boring redemption kind of story. And so then at the end of the movie you can get like him carving off his tattoo, whereas
he fucking just with the it looked like a dull knife, just fucking skins himself.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus
and then he
Christ.
throws it at the doctor. The doctor's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, he tosses his skin at the doctor that lands on his chest. I was
Yeah.
like, ugh.
Hey, I'll give this movie. I'm a fan of gore. This movie it takes a lot to make me do one of those bits. But this thing when he just stabs homegirl in the eye, I was like, ah! I was like, oh no.
You get like this weird shot of a needle going in an eye, and then it cuts to like the side of her face.
Yeah.
And then you just see like an empty eye socket, and then just blood just.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, okay.
And I was like, oh man, oh thank God that chick's dead. But then she came back, and I was like, no. And then, so the girl's obnoxious the whole time. She gets tied down, and then she gives you a little bit of decent acting, where she's like trying to fight back, and she bites dude in the thumb, and she's like yelling at him or whatever, and then gets stabbed in the eye, and I'm like, oh, she's dead. So then later, the head dude gets tied down, and the Nazi dude wakes him up, and then he's like, oh, Sheila, I'm gonna call her Sheila now. He's like, Sheila, is that you over there? And she goes, yeah, this is me. This is fucked up, man. And like immediately goes back into her bit.
Yeah.
She just lost an eye.
Yeah. It was like, it's just a mixture of trying to act too good and just not being able to act good. If you don't like, it was weird.
Can we talk about how when she got loose and she did like the supersonic punch?
Yeah,
Yeah.
hit dude in the lip and he just blood.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, what?
Like, this lady's like 108 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jesus.
I
fuck.
do, she just kept punching dude on the ground. And I was like, well, thank you. I was like, at least someone will just like start beating the shit out of someone in these movies. But,
But then she stops and you realize it did nothing because the guy just rolled over
Yeah.
and grabbed the TV remote and started changing channels.
yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Fucking, they're hugging it out. Dude gets up and grabs a pistol, and I'm like, wait, what? Why'd you let him do that?
Uh-huh.
Why not just slit his throat real quick?
Yeah.
Get it over with.
I started reading all this shit about the Joseph Mingle dude. How do you pronounce his last name? Just because it.
He was the only interesting character in this whole thing.
Yeah, and like I knew who he was. There's the band Slayer has a song called "Angel of Death" that's really good. That's just about him. But I was looking up, and then I saw he died in like 1979. I was like, oh, how'd they get him? And I saw he's being tracked by Nazi hunters and all this shit. And I'm like, oh, how he died? He died after he drowned after suffering a stroke while swimming off the coast of Baratoga.
Oh my god.
So, I don't know if that's technically getting what you deserve, or
No.
I feel like you need a little bit worse.
So I don't know that place, but I know it's somewhere in Colombia or Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy literally died in a tropical.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was having his like fun. Man,
Yeah.
Nazi people got it easy, bro. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Well, it's like,
Jesus.
didn't we just mention Inglourious Bastards in the last movie?
Mhm.
But it's like, that was Brad Pitt's whole thing. He's like, you can take that uniform off. He's like, I'm going to give you
I'm gonna
something.
give you something you can't
Yeah,
take off.
So, but that's why you don't get Nazi tattoos either. You can't take those off unless you peel them off with.
Or just don't be a fucking Nazi, right?
Well,
There's that.
That's too hard.
Yeah,
That's
I
too-
mean, I guess you could do that, but shine.
You're gonna have to edit every bit of that out. You know it. It's more work for yourself.
This man said shine and poured into the stars.
Yeah. What do you think I was saying? I was just talking about the ecosystem. What?
Jesus.
All right, best part,
Best
worst
part,
of this
worst
movie.
part.
I don't got one. I don't like. There's nothing that stands out.
Worst part, I mean, I've mentioned it by far. The woman in this movie is the worst part of this movie. The best part, I I guess, even though she's the worst part, the best part is probably her getting stabbed through the eye with a syringe.
Yeah, you get a decent shot of that.
Yeah.
The best part of this is like the parkouring, like
Little
whatever
animal
he-
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was kind of cool. You got to give him credit. You know, the worst
think-
part of this movie is that this guy's literally killed millions of people with that cyclone gas.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that he couldn't kill one like moving guy?
They
He wouldn't know that he was dead.
They had just mentioned twins or whatever, and then that's when that monster dude showed up, and I went, oh, "It's this guy's twin." I was like, "He's been keeping them." But
I think the best part was, or the funniest part for me was, when Homeboy sees that thing coming up the stairs. He turns around, he goes to close the door, but he can't, and then the other dude runs down and helps him close it.
Notice how fast, by the way. Dude's like clutching his dying friend, and he's like, "I'm not gonna leave you." And then that thing came around the corner, and he goes,
Oh,
shit! He just dropped him, and you can see the guy like laying on the ground. And it was yeah.
And
So I missed a part in this movie.
Okay.
So the doctor rushes to help his baby.
Yeah.
yeah, that's the fucking worst part is
And
he has him held at gunpoint. And then he sees the dude on the camera, and he's like, "My baby!" And, he's like, "I made him. He's my baby."
yeah.
And fucking runs after. I'm like, "What the fuck?"
But apparently the twins that are sewn together.
Yeah. This is the
grab
worst
the
part.
doctor
Oh.
and falls down the stairs.
Oh.
Yeah,
I must have missed.
I
it.
thought you were
must
gonna
have
talk about
you
when
see it on the camera.
I thought you were going to talk
I
about
did.
when her little deformed conjoined twin on the back takes her mask off, and I guess that kills her.
blood
Yeah.
or something.
That character, there's no point for it. I hated her being in the movie. I was like, what is
Well,
this?
I don't know.
It was a good fight, right? Because they get in the attic and there's a person there.
Yeah.
And you're expecting it to be some like gruesome evil monster.
Yeah.
And it's just a regular basic girl. She writes her name and you're like, oh, it's just, you know.
She writes her name Anne, and I'm like, "Is that Anne Frank? Is that?"
Yeah,
Is that
yeah. I
Frank?
remember
I'm
thinking
like-
the same
I'm
thing.
like, wait.
And then it could have been possible.
In the attic hiding from Nazis.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
mentioned her in the last episode too. But it could have been possible because this dude is from World Nazi, Auschwitz, and he kept himself alive. So maybe he kept Anne Frank alive. Maybe it was her the whole time. Anne Frank, back with vengeance.
She's alive now.
Yeah.
I feel like both of y'all need to read.
the book. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure we figured it out.
Yeah, you just watch the movie version.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Next time on Movie Podcast.
then she stands up and she has like this horrible conjoined twin.
Uh-huh.
Who knows
Yeah.
if it was medically induced or just there.
Something like that, yeah.
They made it like they look like they were melted together, not like
Yeah.
sewn together.
They
So
look
I'm like,
like-
how the fuck did he do
They
that?
looked like the mom and son from Color Out of Space.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of.
What about when Carlos is like, my skin ain't clear either,
Oh,
and he raises his sleeve and he has like one pimple, and I guess it's supposed to be like a heroin mark.
yeah.
But it was like the smallest
drugs.
heroin mark ever, and I was like, dude, you tried heroin once at a party. It doesn't give you like, I don't get it. So
Well,
He was like, I used to sell it. I used to sell it. Then I tried it.
yeah.
And I got hooked.
Well, because that
And I'm
girl's
like, well,
vaping
shit.
too the whole time. And she's like, you want
Yeah.
to try it? Or you want this or whatever? And he's
She
like,
hits that dab pen like 9
Yeah.
times in a row. And I'm like, homegirl, chill.
and he's like, nah, I'm trying to be a good example for my kids. Or for a kid, one, not plural. And I was like, and then she's like, there's no drugs in here or whatever. But, have you seen that stupid ad? It's not stupid. I guess it's for a good cause. But it's this Southern dude. And he is like, I don't chew tobacco. Because if I do it, then my younger brother's more likely to do it too. And that could give him cancer down the line. I can't do that to my family. And it's like all these hicks like standing there.
All right.
That's what it reminded me of, though. Him saying, I got to be a good example for my kid. Anyway, guys.
Why did you use a fake accent when you already have an accent?
I don't. You can't prove I do. We're going off the rails with this one.
But well, no, if we really want to go off the rails, is like I have like a billion people in my family who smoke, like up and down the board. None of them got cancer.
Yeah. Yeah. My
Like,
papa.
you hear more about people who don't smoke and don't do things getting cancer than you do. Of like,
Whoa.
Chadwick Boseman never smoked a day in his life. Boom, died from ass cancer.
Damn.
He that's real prevalent in males, right? Is that
Colon cancer.
yeah, colon cancer?
You know you have 6 feet of colon in you, so if you have colon cancer and they find it, they just chop it out and then replace, move it on down the line.
Just like a little conveyor belt.
Yeah. Joe Rogan had that ex-CIA guy on there. I can't remember his name, Mike something.
Pence.
And he had colon cancer, and he's like, yeah, they just cut it out, and then you have like an extra 6 feet of it, so they just rolled it out. I was like, okay.
Like a fruit roll up.
Yep.
No, the opposite direction, more like a sock.
Oh.
What?
Like unfurling a sock.
Oh yeah, because it's like.
Yeah, it's a tube. I'm looking.
That's
like,
gross now.
It's a tube, but it's so they just unroll some more of it.
Anyway. Yeah, this movie sucked.
Wish I would have picked the other one. That one would have been funny.
It would have been better, probably. Yeah.
We watched a lot of bad movies, like Overtimes and stuff like that, and like I stand by my statement that this was the worst.
I want to say this is the worst, though. Not the worst movie.
I don't know.
Okay, let's take a second and think about what was worse than this.
All the older movies.
Wow, disrespect. I would like Return of the Living Dead 2 was pretty bad.
But at least had comedy.
That's the only it was bad, but it was just like, man, look at this shit. Like, this one was just like
they had thriller in it.
I don't know what's
there wasn't any funny parts in this movie. There wasn't any scary parts. Even the gore was bad. He kicks the scientist in the face.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Oh, and caves his skull in.
It's not but you could tell that it's like a brown paper bag with some blood on it.
Yeah.
It's flat before he even gets there, and you're like, okay. Even the gore shit, like I've seen better gore in those 80s movies. Right? Puppet Master has better gore. So,
Don't sleep on Puppet Master now.
Yeah. Puppet Master 4 even has better gore.
Yeah, we haven't even watched that one, but I'm sure of it.
Yeah. But there was nothing redeeming about this. So that's just my opinion. And I honestly can't think of a movie I watched that I hated more than this. Maybe Hunter x Hunter or whatever.
Hunter x Hunter was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad, but at least it like left you with questions and stuff. This movie only left me to question why I haven't ended my own life. Because this movie's that bad.
I don't know. Now I'm just trying to think of what movies I didn't like more. Nah, whatever. Alright, well.
I can't think of any.
Yeah.
So.
This one was a short movie, man.
It was
like
only
an
80
hour
minutes,
straight.
yeah. So, which, honestly, though, I think more movies should be like that. I think a lot of movies are like, we're going to do an hour 50, and it's like, you only needed like an hour 25 to do what you were trying to do.
This movie seemed like it got done halfway through, because he had gotten the black chick, like, stabbed in the eye. Had shot the white guy. And the Mexican dude got killed by the thing, and I looked, and there was like 40 minutes left. I'm like, what? Why do we need this extra?
You needed the 20 minutes of the Nazi doctor talking about, Yeah.
I remember looking, and I was like, what could be the rest of this movie?
And once again, then they throw in the little, you have the argument with the girl and the Nazi dude when she finds out that he was actually got the tattoo before it. And she's like, I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker. And he's like, oh, tied down to that table. And they like argue or whatever. But then it's like they were playing them the whole time. But
yeah, they must have used code word or something. Because as soon as he got up, he's like, I heard you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What did he hear that I didn't
I don't
hear?
know. If you watch the movie back, there's probably a part where they're like, we have code words for whatever. But I don't care.
They didn't.
Don't worry, that will never happen.
Yeah. So,
like, I'm literally going to report this movie. like
Yeah.
as soon as I get done here, to make sure no one ever watches it again.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry if you made this. Like, you probably put a lot of hard work into it. It just did not land well with me.
I bet you, if you
We'll
look
see.
it up, it's probably the guy who plays the main Nazi dude, who's the director, or the head
The
of
thing
the
is-
cons or whatever.
Thing is like we have a pretty good broad spectrum of what all of us like. Like, Maverick's a strictly visual guy. Like, if he doesn't see it, it doesn't happen. You're more of a gore guy. I'm more of a psychological guy. So the chances of a movie falling flat for all
For
three of us,
everybody.
yeah, is.
Yeah.
And let's be fair, this is a Shudder movie, so
Yeah, I'm never picking a Shudder movie again.
no, I'm sure there's good ones, but this is just
Well,
it's almost like a made-for-TV movie.
I can't.
right?
Yeah, I can't remember if we've watched any other show. I was gonna say Hunter x Hunter, but that's IFC Midnight or whatever. So I think this might be the first Shudder movie we watched.
Cancel your subscription. Just get rid of it. Like,
I don't know.
fucking Netflix is 3 times the price, but I'm sure there's better stuff on there.
Yeah. So.
I don't mean that. Shudder's like $5. It's great. Get it.
All right.
I did to watch this.
Yeah. All right. Well, next, that's coming up. Thanks for listening to Stay Out of the Attic. Next week, it's my pick, and we're going with a movie that me and Tyler and Bags were very excited for when it was coming out, and then the Rona hit, and we never went to the theater to see it. So get ready, Russell motherfucking Crowe in Unhinged next week.
I saw this at Walmart like 2 days ago.
I bought it.
and
It's up on the shelf right
I almost
now.
bought it. Yeah, I almost bought it.
I haven't even seen it, but I own it already. That's how much I'm banking on this movie.
And I also almost bought
Oh no, that's that.
Yeah, it is.
Like, you cut me off
Yeah,
in traffic.
it is.
I don't want to watch.
No,
that.
you're watching it.
I've told y'all
No,
how fucking
you're
bad that
watching
movie's
it.
gonna be.
Nope.
Oh god
No.
damn it! I've heard
Yeah. This
people-
was extra
people in
special.
my family that watched it and then told me like
This
it was
was-
shit, and I was like, yeah, I know it's
This
shit.
was extra
Like, I could
special because
tell.
me and Tyler were really excited, and I knew Maverick didn't want to see it, so it was a win-win for me, baby.
Man,
So next week
we were making plans to go to the
we
theater.
were, we were so
But then,
excited.
like,
dog
COVID
shit
was like,
movie.
Yeah.
not
The best
today.
part is there's
Just
a
by
shot.
The trailer. I called that shit.
There's a shot of Russ Crowe, and he's a chunky looking boy in this movie. And there's a shot of him where he's looking at the lady, and he's just going, like just. Oh man, I'm excited.
Like I
You
said,
cut me off in traffic. I'm gonna kill you now.
All she had to do was say
What the-
sorry.
Yeah, I don't think Jesus fuck,
the only
man.
problem now that I have,
Yeah.
especially with like seeing a movie at Walmart, is like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy that, and it's like, yeah, but then I have to like turn on my Xbox to watch it and shit. So it's like digital media has just
Yeah.
ruined everything for me.
I just,
I'm like, nah, I'll just watch it on my phone one
I
day.
just love the trailer. Was literally, it was like, you cut me off. Next shot, semi truck smashing through. Like,
It was like, your mama doesn't mean what she says.
Yeah.
She's gonna be a good person and apologize. And she was like, fuck you.
Yeah. Also, I remember there's one shot of like the girl's boyfriend or husband in the movie at a diner, and it's played by someone we know, but I can't remember who it was. But then I'm pretty sure the next shot he's on the table, like. So I don't think the husband's gonna turn out very good in this movie. But
She like calls her boyfriend or husband, and he's like, "There's a guy here.
Yeah.
Apparently he wants an apology."
yeah,
And then it shows him,
yeah,
and then next thing you see is like,
yeah.
it's just laid out.
I can't remember who the husband is, so I'm excited to see who that was. But
Oh man,
I want to say it was Cillian Murphy, but that's not right. I don't think it was him.
No,
I don't
it was like a nerdy white guy. Was it Beecher from Oz?
No, that would have been amazing, though.
I think it is.
No, I don't remember. Anyway, I'm not gonna look it up either because I'll be surprised.
I'm gonna watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Again. I need to see this.
All right, well next week,
I might even get my mommy to watch it.
yeah, we'll get another Tyler's Mom review. So next week, Unhinged for episode 40. And yeah, you guys got anything else to say to the folks listening?
Stay out of the attic.
That other post already took the best one. Stay away from this movie.
What was your other movie you're gonna pick, Maverick? I'm gonna watch it and see if it was any better.
It's still in the.
Tom had Tom.
Well, it's in the movie. I think you linked, or no, you only linked the one.
It was.
It was Below or some shit. That's what it was called.
The Devil Below.
Yeah.
I can link the
Oh,
trailer.
it was like a Critters movie, right?
It was
Or
Tremors. Yeah.
Like knockoff.
Hey, maybe next week. Maybe we'll do an overtime too. We'll watch that.
What is Wrong Turn?
Wrong Turn's the movie where the people take a wrong turn and get slaughtered by cannibals that live in this mountain.
I almost watched that one too, but it seemed boring.
Well, they just put out a new one that's a reboot.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
That
about.
one doesn't have anything to do with the original. That one is like, it's completely different. That one is real fucking dumb. And these people are like taking a hike, and then the friend gets knocked out,
Oh.
and they see like their friend getting taken away by these people wearing like masks or something. And so then the guy breaks free and he kills one of them. And then the people are like, you killed this man in cold blood. You didn't know if he was going to kill you. And it's like, they had me tied on a fucking... So anyway, I don't know. I watched a thing on it. It didn't impress me. Anyway, next week, Unhinged. And we'll see you then.